Oh yeah, I need to go.
On digital radio, on the app, on your smartphone, on X, YouTube, and Facebook. The Sportscast. Expect the unexpected.
The Jersey Boys Sports Talk presented by The Sportscast.
The Jersey Boys Sports Talk with Victor Arocho and Byron Jones. And here's your host, Victor Arocho.
I'm not Victor Arocho, and you're not Byron Jones. What the hell's going on?
Okay, that is not cool, man. It's just not some cool stuff.
You're a jive turkey.
Exactly. People like that believe that turkeys can fly even.
I have no idea why that intro came up, which is funny because I was the substitute host for that show last week. But still, no. This is the Donut Bag Podcast. We're broadcasting to my channel. This is the Donut Bag Podcast, folks. Not Jersey Boys.
We are live and in person on the YouTube.
We are live in living color, Daddy. Okay, what is your background?
That's just my bedroom.
Oh, that's just your regular background. Okay.
No, that's actually the thing is I cleaned it. So I don't have to use a virtual one.
You don't have the green screen crazy thing.
No, I do have a real terrible towel over there though.
Okay.
So that is real, yeah.
Welcome to the Donut Bag Podcast, part of the Sportscast Network. We are a fine, well-oiled machine here. If you'd like to comment on this lovely place, you go to YouTube and I believe Twitter. You could comment also. I was hoping that you would have a classroom because the Steelers took a test and they failed, and the test is
yes they did.
How much? Oh yeah, I guess I should have beginners.
They failed again.
They failed again. Because
last year their results were that bad. That's the thing. I mean, this isn't like a shock. Every year that this thing from the Players Association came out, and they said, okay, grade facilities, grade this, grade this, grade this. The Steelers sucked. The only thing they ever in the whole entire, I think they've been doing this for 4 years now. There's only one thing they ever got an A on: head coach.
Interesting. Well, luckily they kept that guy, so they'll keep getting the name.
Oh yeah.
It's very interesting. I'm just going to go over real quick. Treatment of families, C-. Food dining area, B-. Okay, so we're not poisoning people. Nutritious dietitian, C+. Locker room, D. Training room, C+. Training staff, B. Weight room, C+. Strength coaches, C-. Team travel. No, wait. This can't be right. I don't think so. I think this might be the old thing. But anyway. Well, either way, okay. It was the main thing is okay. I'm sorry. That was the year before's grades. You're right. It got even worse. Treatment of families is F. Home game field, F-. You get an F-.
Honestly,
that's like writing your name on the test and then that's it. Food dining area, B-. Nutrition dietitian, B. Locker room, F-. Training room, C. Training staff, B+. Weight room, B. Strength coaches, B-. Position coaches, B. Offensive coordinator, B+. Interesting. Defensive coordinator, C. Special teams coordinator, A-. Team travel,
that makes sense.
Head coach, A. General manager, C+. Team ownership, D-. They get Tomlin gets an A. Good for him. But
we knew that. We heard, time after time after time, people came to the Steelers because of Tomlin. That's why Aaron Rodgers came here. He wanted to play for Tomlin.
Right.
So you hear that time and time again. Oh, by the way, before we get it further anymore, I'm going to plug. Don't forget to subscribe to the Donut Bag on YouTube.
Yeah.
Joey
Not
also
Jersey
does-
Boys.
No, not Jersey Boys, because Joey also does a YouTube part live and recording. So if you want to see and not just hear the podcast, because there may be something particular about this week's podcast. You may want to have visual stuff going on for some reason.
You need to see the visual of this because, yeah, that's the best money that 1999 could buy right there. That is a groovy outfit you got on. That is amazing. You know what I should have done? I should have wore my Andy Warhol wig. That would have looked. But the problem is, I wear my Andy Warhol wig, or the people are like, "What the heck? What is that? Who is that?"
Yeah, true.
Oh well.
But no, I mean, honestly, the way the Grays sound like is they built Heinz Field, and they built the training facility on the south side, and they didn't do any major upgrades in the last 25 years.
Not only that, but they have to. I mean, one of the main thing of all this is the field is a mess.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's an absolute disaster. I could guarantee you, Aaron Rodgers did not give the field a good grade because he just flat out said it's unplayable.
Yeah,
and he's right. He's right. And
and I'm sorry, the excuse of, well, the college team plays on it and the high school teams play on it. Oh, yeah, it makes it tougher, but you should still be able to do something.
Other teams have that situation.
Yeah.
And then we just heard, I believe, today or yesterday that they are changing the turf to be a different type of turf, like the same one that the Eagles and the Bears use. Why wasn't this done years ago? This has been an issue for a long time. Exactly. Money. It's ridiculous. And and it's sad. The other stuff, like treatment of families, like what do you kidnap them or something? Well, like what
I can see other teams who maybe have ownership which is more progressive in terms of the way they treat their players, or however you want to call it. Your team, you're playing in Pittsburgh. We'll make sure we'll work with your family to make sure you can have your family here. Instead of, good luck. I don't know if they say basically, good luck finding a place to live while you're a Steeler. Here's some good real estate agents. Go for it. Versus other teams where it may be, okay, you have this. You want to see your family more. We'll work with this. We'll do this. We'll make sure your family has tickets. You don't have to worry about it. Basically say, we're paying you multi-millions. We'll take care of everything else. You take care of playing the ball.
Right. And maybe the Steelers' attitude is, we're paying you millions. Go get a babysitter. Go get a nanny. Or why do we need you? Make enough money. Maybe that's the attitude. I don't know.
And the thing is, it doesn't matter who's right or wrong per se. It's a matter of, if other teams are doing this, then it's kind of like,
exactly.
If you look at a CEO of a company, the CEO does not make their own travel arrangements. They don't make their own hotel. They don't make their own rental car or limo or drive thing.
They get VIP treatment.
Yeah, they have an assistant. That way, the CEO does CEO work instead of doing something that someone else can do. And there's not a distraction of you're doing your job. Now, if you're a lower end person, and like when I travel, which I haven't traveled in a while, but when I traveled, rental car was handled because we were going as a group. But I handle, I had to deal with the flights and deal with, who that and the company we use for that hotel. We had a hotel there, but I had to do all the maneuvering and this. Okay, I'm flying into a city. How do I get from the airport? That is something I had to do with. But, when you're someone who VIP treatment, and let's remember, almost every football player received VIP treatment since being a teenager.
Right. Right.
They want to have that treatment. I mean, it's the same thing for college ball. Basically they're recruiting and they want to have the nicest facilities possible. So if you are stuck in 2015 or 2000 with your facilities, you're going to have these people come in and go, why should I come here? This is not giving me what I want.
If you go to, what is it, SoFi Stadium, the one that was built in Los Angeles about, I don't even know if it's 10 years old.
Oh, no, it's not. It's literally 5 or 6, I think.
It looks like a temple. It looks like a high-tech, monstrosity of like the great, like Utopia or something like that. So you go from that to 50 some players waiting to go to the bathroom because there's only 5 toilets. It's you're gonna give them bad grades.
And I mean, I now from a fan perspective, now it's been a while since I've been to Heinz Field for a game. Okay, but I've been there for the Steelers run, so I've been in the Great Hall and see kind of what the facilities look like. You compare Heinz Field the PNC Park from a fan perspective. PNC Park does not feel 25 years old.
Right. It's the most gorgeous thing ever, and the grass is perfect and everything's perfect.
And everything's upkept, and the food facilities are they're very nicely set up. Everything's done right. The Pirates, they may actually be halfway decent this year, but for the most of the time they've been in PNC Park, they sucked. But you could say they have a great field.
Right.
Heinz Field, Hyper Stadium, like I said, it's 25 years old. It feels 25 years old.
Yeah.
And the lease is up in 5 years.
Yep.
And you're seeing
actually 4 years now.
2030,
I believe.
Yeah. So, and you're seeing a lot of teams get new stadiums. And a lot of these new stadiums are getting revenue for the team so they can get revenue outside of the revenue sharing the NFL has. Like I said, you have SoFi Field where it's not just a football field. It's a massive complex with other things attached to it.
Imagine if Ohio tried to take the Steelers, the Steubenville Steelers. I mean, I joke, but it could happen. They could go to Cranberry. They could go to Washington County.
Yeah. I could see Cranberry. Washington, I don't think so much. I could see Cranberry, though.
Yeah.
I could see Cranberry just because you have the Lemieux complex up there. You have the Turnpike and I-79. So you have 2 major highways. You don't have to worry about tunnels.
Could you imagine the traffic, though? My God.
Oh, yeah. It'll be a disaster. It'll be a disaster. It'll make Star Lake look normal.
Right, exactly.
But like you said, look, now it hasn't been finalized yet, and there may be things changing, but the Bears getting money from Indiana to move. Right. Now, admittedly, it's a 20-30 mile move. It's not 100 miles. It's still in the
I don't think Steubenville's that far from Pittsburgh.
No, that's the thing. I mean, and Cleveland's going to get a new stadium. That's not in Cleveland, it's in a suburb. And that's also going to be a dome stadium. That's not just a stadium, it's one of these giant complexes. So it's going to be stadium, it's going to be housing, it's going to be shopping, it's going to be entertainment areas. And that the team's getting money from that, not just what they're getting from the games, they're getting money from everything else. And they want that.
See, the problem is, and I don't know why this is a problem and not a problem in Ohio, but I mean, they are, just about everybody in Ohio is stupid, but if the Steelers want a new stadium, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to say, "Yeah, us too. We're going to stay. We're going to stadium too." So you're not just funding one stadium; you're funding two stadiums because that's how it was done last time. So
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if we're coming to the point where we're going to have to say. I mean, if we're coming to the point where we're going to have to say we need to replace Heinz Field, we better start talking now about that. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
And
with that,
I'll
if that's
say
gonna
this:
be a thing.
I think it'd be easier for Philadelphia because all the stadiums are in the southern part of Philly, not in the middle of town. Now they have good public transportation to get down there, so it's not as bad. But it's a lot of parking down there. There you could build a new stadium probably and not have. We're going to put a new football stadium around inside of Pittsburgh. I mean, they were lucky when Three Rivers got replaced because it was surrounded by parking. So you could say, "Hey, we're just going to take
We're just going to take one of the parking lots." Yeah, it's basically
but now
what they did.
look around the state. There is no room because they did it right, and there's tons of development around the stadiums. Right? You have things getting built still. 20, 25 years later, you still have new buildings being built, new areas being built up. There's
no room. There's no place to put it. Yeah. I mean, possibly the north side, possibly up there. They're gonna build like Brighton Heights. Like they're gonna build. Apparently, they're gonna build like a big park with a Ferris wheel or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. But
so
that's just
there could be room there, maybe.
But
it's not too far from downtown.
But I say you got to remember where that is. That's just on the other side of the West End Bridge.
Yeah.
So you have that Cardello building, or Cardello. It's going to be in the little area between that's right now just empty lots.
Right.
And so it's kind of shoved in
doable.
There. You could maybe, but there's a lot of industrial over there. And the one thing you don't want to do is a repeat of the mid to late 60s and say, go to a neighborhood, bulldoze a bunch of
destroy
homes
it like they did with the Hill District. They absolutely just...
or the north side.
Right.
I mean, look at pictures of the north side from the early 60s before Allegheny Center and before Three Rivers. There was a regular grid. Yes, it needed updated, but updating does not mean bulldoze everything and put in high rises.
Yeah. I mean, what happened to the Hill District was just tragic.
Yeah.
They just destroyed that neighborhood. It was just sad. So, we'll see. Who knows what's going to happen? But I mean, if they're going to do something with a new stadium, they better start talking now. So we'll see. We'll see. Now also up is the practice facility. And I think that is another also a pain point that they complain about.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing that they share with Pitt.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I get that you need Pitt, Pitt being involved in this is like, why don't you just tell Pitt to go somewhere else? Why don't they just build their own stadium? It's like, hey, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Pitt is basically on the level with Steelers and the Philadelphia Eagles, and I believe Rutgers plays or Temple plays on that Philadelphia field also. So it's like why don't you just tell them to go to the stadium? I'm like, no, they need a stadium too. But the practice facility, I could see that being changed to move from the south side or something else. And then when they do that, then hopefully they could have a good practice facility that has all the modern things.
You almost have, I think right now you almost have to bulldoze if they want to redo it in the same location. Rebulldoze. No, I mean, no, I'm saying,
room. Trust me, I see.
For the practice facility, relocate it for a temporary time, bulldoze it, and build a new one. Because I don't think they could redoing it would be very expensive.
Honestly, I think that the Steelers should just abandon it and let Pitt do whatever they want with the old facility and make a whole new facility somewhere. I don't know, somewhere nearby. It's a lot easier to make a practice facility.
Yeah.
And
now I also wonder, is part of the issue is the fact practice facility is way over here and the stadium is way over there. And they're not that close to each other.
Maybe. I don't know how it is in other
I'm not
cities,
sure.
but I mean,
but I did see the Steelers were moving some offices into where the Post-Gazette used to be on the north side, out of the stadium,
because they're doing
putting
something in the
box.
stadium, though.
They're putting in luxury boxes,
yeah,
where the offices used to be. So
that has to be annoying for It's like, hey, you work for the Steelers, but you're going to be in that building a couple blocks down.
moving across the street.
Just either walk over or participate in a Zoom meeting or something like that. Yeah, that's it's an issue. So we'll see.
I mean, I hate to say it, that it's something that should not affect the average person. But the Rooneys, look, they're billionaires. Okay. The Steelers are worth billions as a franchise. But if you look and remember, Art Rooney, he owns 30% of the franchise. So he's the largest minority owner.
That's it.
Yeah. He's the largest minority because they changed the NFL guidelines where the most you can own, one person can own is 30%. And Dan was was grandfathered in, but when he passed, and they said, okay, you can't, you have to break it up. So it's like it's broke up. So the Steelers ownership, if you look at money, just saying we can throw money out, like Chicago, like Cleveland, the owner, they're like, oh, we're going to build, or I forget what, we're going to build a new stadium with our own money as owners. We don't need your money. We'll do what we want. The Steelers, if you look at the money that the ownership has, they're near the bottom. Which sounds crazy, but if you look at the owner's money, it's near the bottom. So if the Steelers say we want a new stadium, and let's say they want to keep in the same location, because I think the location's great. There's issues, but you have a subway stop there. So it makes it easy to park downtown or, other places and take the subway over if you want to, or walking distance to downtown. And there's areas and there's parking garages. So there's already, an infrastructure built up. But if they want to tear it down and build a new stadium there, they're going to have to relocate for a year. And like you said, they have to start thinking about that now. Now, where could they locate for a year? The easiest place is Morgantown.
What?
Wait a minute. Distance-wise, it's a drive, but it's an hour drive south of Pittsburgh. Right down 79. It's a bigger stadium than Acrisure. It holds more people.
Oh yeah, I mean, in terms of size of stadiums, that would have to be. That would if they do that, if they have a temporary.
I don't think they want to go to Happy Valley.
Right.
Because first of all, Happy Valley's so much bigger. They would make it look empty.
No, they would. I mean, for like one or two games that would work, but not as doable. I remember there was an exhibition game played at that WVU stadium like 20 years ago or so.
Yeah, it was before. It was when it was still Three Rivers, and they were doing something at Three Rivers, or it was like in the construction area when they were building Heinz Field, and they were like, "Well, Pitt Stadium's not modern enough to host an NFL exhibition game, so we're going to put it in Morgantown."
Funny, yeah.
But I mean,
if you just want to take a shot at Pitt, that's okay. That's okay.
I mean, yeah. I mean, honestly, though, Pitt Stadium, tons of history, but Pitt never updated the stadium over the years. So by the time it got to the 90s, it was so out of date, and it was pretty much you could not update it. Now, they could have, played at Three Rivers, tore it down, put a new stadium in its place, but then you're stuck with the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse instead of getting the Pete. So
I was at Pitt in the 90s when Pitt Stadium was there. I've seen many games at Pitt Stadium, and I can confirm it was a dump. It was painful to watch games there. It was just, there were no seats. It was just bleachers, metal bleachers everywhere. And luckily I won't say what we did to make it a little bit more enjoyable, but we may have snuck in some beverages to ease the pain. I was in college. What do you want? No, it was, Pitt Stadium was a dump, but still they, it's crazy that they said, well, instead of building, we could either build a football stadium or a basketball arena. It's like, let's build a basketball arena. Like, okay. I mean, football is just way more bigger than basketball.
It is, but think about all the uses the Pete has that Pitt Stadium would not have.
That's true. I mean, it is like the second biggest arena in Pittsburgh, and what a lot of events are held there because it is. I think the capacity is like 10,000 or something like that. So it's like a nice, smaller arena to hold events. So that's nice.
Yeah, and I mean that's where AEW goes when it comes to Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
they don't go to PPG. I think mainly because there's probably some kind of contract WWE has that says you can't have another wrestling organization where we are.
And also, there's no way. AEW doesn't sell out the Pete, so there's no way they're going to sell out PPG.
Anyway. Yeah. I mean, there's ways to make it, but it's probably more cost effective to play up there. Yeah. So I mean, but like I said, if Pitt was going to put I think it would be great if Pitt had somewhere where the students could go within walking distance or closer, but there's no room in Oakland. I mean, unless
there's no room.
The only place they could go, and they're not going to do it, is to encroach into the Hill District, but that would be tearing down a bunch of homes,
right,
in the Upper Hill, and putting, But I mean, in terms of improving the Steelers' grades, the facilities are old; they were not updated. Kind of like Pitt Stadium, it was not updated. Pitt could have and should have updated over the years. In the 60s and 70s, they could have said, okay, what do we need to do to update what we have? WVU got a new stadium in 1980. Mountaineer Field's from 1980 because the old stadium was downtown right next to campus. It was an old horseshoe. Yeah, it was a horseshoe type stadium. It only held like 40,000. 40,000, but it was like right next to downtown. It was on downtown campus. Okay. And when they decided to build the second campus, they said, okay, we have all this big area here and parking. So our alumni can come in and park and we can make it 65,000.
Wait, so is the WVU stadium on campus?
It's on WVU actually has multiple campuses in Morgantown.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So there's the downtown campus, there's Evansdale, and there's
but what's the main campus? Is it downtown?
It's downtown, yeah. Okay. And the stadium is no longer downtown. It's out in the other part of Morgantown.
I mean, it is just ridiculous that if you are a Pitt fan or if you're a Pitt student, you got to hop on a bus and drive 3, 4, 5 miles. To go see a game. It's just dumb.
But I mean, like I said, for the Steelers to improve a lot of it. I know there's only so much you can do with the Heinz Field, turf probably, and eventually they're going to come back and say, "Hey, we have a 30-year-old stadium. Our last stadium only lasted 30 years."
Right. Yeah.
We can't just keep putting 30 million, 20 million at a pop in here and just band-aid everything. We need a new stadium. Are you going to help us out money-wise?
Right.
Now, I don't think Butler County will match. So they can't, I don't think, Allegheny County may help out. If they go to Cranberry, Butler County's not going to say, oh, let's give you, because they don't have it.
Right. That's the problem. Like nobody has the money. And Nobody's talking about this. Nobody's talking about that there's the Steelers have a quote unquote old stadium, and that's I don't want to say it's falling apart, but I mean it is old by stadium standards. So yeah, what are we gonna do? I don't know. I mean, and if you say, okay, we'll keep the stadium, but we need to renovate it. It needs renovations, which is probably going to cost a lot of money. That's going to have to come from the state.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which that would have to be passed by the state. And for those who are listening to this outside of Pennsylvania, there is a massive divide in terms of in Pennsylvania between basically the two big cities, Pittsburgh and Philly, and the rest of the state.
So I would imagine there's like a state senate and a state House of Representatives,
no, it's a state house and the state senate,
and the state senate. I mean, because basically Pittsburgh and Philadelphia are predominantly Democrat, and the entire rest of the state is Republican. So, and currently the governor is Democrat. So basically, nothing gets done because they're just constantly going
loggerheads. It's one of those things of no one wants to make their side look good by compromising.
Right.
And you have things where you have people. There are counties in Pennsylvania where there's more deer than people.
Right. And they get similar.
And they'll literally say, why should we vote for money for Philadelphia or Pittsburgh's public transit or for infrastructure,
which is a valid complaint. Yeah,
but you can also say why is Pittsburgh and Philadelphia putting so much more money into the tax rolls,
right,
than probably we're getting out,
right,
as a state and subsidizing these areas.
I would imagine New York has the same issue. New York City is a giant population center, and not everybody else. The rest of the state doesn't. So I would imagine it's the same thing. So we'll see. But it's going to be an issue, and I don't know. I mean, I believe there was something about. I heard that there were new guidelines for the turf for NFL stadiums, so it had to be a certain level or something like that. So maybe that's why they're doing this, and not because they're failing grades.
Enough complaints.
But I mean, when you have such a horrible turf, and we've seen the horrible turf over the years at Heinz Field. I mean, and we've seen people blow out knees because of that horrible grass. So
and we all remember that Miami game. That was in the downpour. That the punt just stuck in the mud.
It just did not move. It was like bolted into the ground because it just weird, crazy. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. But I mean, it's does it matter at all? Probably not. But it's not like any player is saying, man, I would love to stay in Pittsburgh, but man, the way they treat families, get me out of here. Like, I've never heard anybody. The only time I've ever heard someone that was like in the 90s, somebody's wife said, there's no good sushi in Pittsburgh. I want to get out of here. And that's it.
Chad Brown's
well, yeah. So
now I'll say this though. I wonder how much of that was stifled because the players were like, I can overlook this because I want to play for Tomlin.
Right. We'll see.
We've said, and Darren, when Darren, we all said Tomlin is a great leader of men. Tactician, time management, not that great, but he was a leader of men. We lost our number 1 and number 2 and number 3 quarterback. Now we have Duck Hodges as our quarterback. He never lost it. He never lost anyone on that thing saying, well, I guess we're done for the year. We're going to give up. It was never that way. So if you have a great leader, you as a person, just like if you have a wonderful boss, if your boss is great, but you have other parts what isn't great about your company. You're like, well, I love my boss. They treat me great. I love working for them. You're going to overlook little parts. I don't know how McCarthy is, but
Right.
there's not that loyalty that Tomlin had. It's going to take some time for him to develop it with people like TJ Watt, with Cam Hayward, assuming he comes back. And you have to develop this, and it's going to take some while for Mike McCarthy to get to, yes, I'm willing to do anything for this coach. I'm willing to overlook this mess because I want to play for this guy. And if that does slip, then all of a sudden, all the little extra niggly parts come up, and you're like, well, I could go to,
Everybody has a price for the $1 million man. You know what? I'll overlook all those things if you pay me an extra $500,000 or whatever. That's all. This is all just, all those things you complain about. If you make more money, they'll just let it all slide, I'm guessing.
Of course, and that's also why you have players not leaving college. They're like,
right.
So I'm playing in college, making $3 million a year. Or I could graduate, go to the NFL, make around the same, but I'm playing NFL.
Right.
Why should I move on?
Yeah, exactly. So we shall see. Next week is the beginning of free agency. It looks like the biggest decisions on who to keep, as far as who they might lose, is Isaac Seumalo and Kenneth Gainwell. There's a whole bunch of other ones. I mean, also, here's the list of free agents that the Steelers might lose: Aaron Rodgers, Isaac Seumalo, Kyle Duggar, Kenny Gainwell, Calvin Austin III, Adam Thielen, Chuck Clark, James Pierre, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Corliss Waitman, Asante Samuel Jr., Cole Holcomb, Scotty Miller. And then, oh no, we might lose Connor Hayward, and a whole bunch of other ones. But I think it's a foregone conclusion that Seumalo is gone. But should they have to keep Gainwell, right?
Oh God,
He's the MVP.
Throw all the money.
Yeah,
throw all the money out because he had such a great year last year. Even if he has a drop off, because last year was out of the normal for what he had before. But even if he has a bit of a drop off, he's still a good, solid, not only running, but he had the best catch of the year, possibly in the NFL.
Right.
That was luck. It was somewhat luck, but it was also, he had great attention. He was able to, great attention, great hands. He caught the ball. That's not a guarantee. I'd say you got to keep him. Especially if, you're going to hopefully, Omar, listen to me, Omar, get at least 2 wide receivers in the draft.
At least.
And maybe a free agent.
Yeah.
Calvin, I wouldn't mind seeing him come back, but he would have to know he's a number 3. He's not a number
4.
2. Or 4. Yeah, depending on who you bring in and how the rookies play out. He's a great speedster. And he is someone who he never takes off a play. You love to see that. But yeah, you're not going to be top flight. And if you're expecting to start or be I don't think he's expecting to be wide receiver 1, but if you're expecting to be wide receiver 2, you're not going to be that. And if he's asking for too much, he'll go. Especially since this is such a wide receiver and like defensive back heavy draft. And that's where the Steelers need help. Wide receiver, defensive back right now. And then defensive tackle, because eventually Cam Hayward's going to retire.
Yep.
Maybe.
And another need is safety.
Yeah.
Because apparently Jalen Ramsey is going to be like the slot corner. So and Deshaun Elliott will be back, but who knows how he's going to be with the injury. So they're going to need a safety.
Mm-hmm.
They might need a cornerback if James Pierre doesn't come back. So, we'll we'll see. They need
But
defensive line.
but I
They
mean,
need wide
yeah,
receiver.
I
They need a
saw
guard.
wide receivers, really good draft. Safety seems to be pretty good in the draft. You know, defensive tackle, you could probably get a decent one mid rounds. The other question is Broderick Jones had neck fusion surgery.
That is huge. That is huge. You have to make the assumption, and they have to make a decision by May 1st, I believe, whether to put the 5th-year option on him, but which I highly doubt they're going to put. But I mean, that's like that neck thing is like a career ender.
Yeah,
possibly. Yeah. There you go. Now left tackle is going to be a need. I know they have Cook, but still, okay.
I would say with Cook there, and he played solid. He played very solid in the second half of the year. So in my mind, that is a get someone in, maybe get another veteran in, but that isn't okay. Scrap everything, get a left tackle in the first round. Hopefully, you know, if Cook can at least be decent, because Broderick Jones was playing. He wasn't playing great. He wasn't playing first round, but he was solid. He was getting potential. Solid.
Yeah.
But last year in 25, it wasn't like he was early. You know, by the time right before he was getting injured, he was solid. He wasn't a huge liability. And then he gets injured, and it could be, like I said, neck fusion, they've gotten a lot better over the years. You see people come back after it, but it's still a big thing. But again, wide receiver is such a big deal. Safety's a big deal. Like I said, guard, I think they're going to get probably a veteran. Yeah. You know, they'll probably get a veteran guard. Defensive tackle. You have all these needs, and at least you have someone now that you could say, okay, here's someone who played with us last year. It isn't as a fill-in, but he still played good as a left tackle. So we're not completely bare out there. Because I'm seeing all these mock drafts, and Pro Football Focus are a bunch of freaking idiots because they have the Steelers taking a quarterback in the first round.
That is
at
not
number 21. At That's number 21. Now, I could see them taking a quarterback in the 4th round or 5th round.
Or 3rd.
Maybe 3rd, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
It depends if they have the safety and wide receivers taken care of before we get to all their picks in the 3rd. Because they have all those compensatory picks also.
Right.
But I don't want to see him taking first, number 1, number 2. Because there could be a hidden person down here. Probably not. Do you really want to risk? No.
I do not want another Kenny Pickett.
No, that's what, And honestly, outside of the kid from Indiana, that's what it looks like. Everyone that is your upper limit, is a Kenny Pickett,
right?
And everyone else is below that,
right?
And there's so many teams that need quarterbacks. If there was anyone who was even borderline first round,
they would go way before the Steelers. Yeah,
exactly.
Yep.
So,
but the Steelers do have the 8th most cap space to work with for free agency, so that'll be interesting. I think it's a foregone conclusion that Aaron Rodgers is coming back. Sure seems that way. So,
and I'm, honestly, given where they are at quarterback right now, I'm not overly upset because they're not really. You can't say he's pushing down a young up and comer,
right?
You don't have a Jordan Love behind him like you did in Green Bay. You don't have the next big thing. Will Howard, I'm sorry, Will Howard fans, he's not guaranteed to be the next big thing yet.
We have no idea. We have no idea what he is.
Yeah. But I mean, Mason is a career backup. And that's always going to be. Which, hey, if you can be a career backup in the NFL, and play
make good money,
5-10 years. Ask Charlie Batch.
right?
Charlie Batch went from starting QB for the Lions, then he became backup, and here's a veteran who knows what he's talking about, who can jump in when you need him. But
for the most part, you're not playing. You're holding a clipboard and you're making millions of dollars. It's a dream job.
Yeah. I mean, unless your ego's that big,
right? Yeah, unless you can't handle that. So
I think someone like Mason, who been around that long, tried to be a starter with the team, failed completely, unfortunately. Hopefully that was like, you know what? I tried. Obviously, I'm not one of the top 30 quarterbacks in the world. I'm in the top 100. So I'm good enough to be on a team. But I mean, Aaron Rodgers coming back another year, I don't see a over negative thing about it. Now, next year should be his last year. Because
this year better be his last year. Because we're hanging on by a thread playing a 43-year-old guy as it is.
Exactly. Yeah. I meant this year coming up. This is 26. This better be his last year, because if you're going into the year after and saying, well, it looks like the 27 draft class quarterbacks don't look so good.
Right. Which is possible.
It's possible. Yeah. I think less chance of it, but it is possible. But yeah, it'd be Gainwell. In my mind, they have to re-sign Gainwell. I mean, if they may not, I mean, they've done weirder stuff before, but in my mind, Gainwell, you have to sign. I think Aaron Rodgers is coming back, because it's either coming back or he's getting retired. Right. Or Minnesota throws a bunch of money at him. Replacing number 9.
Yeah,
number 9's here. Number 9 is playing for you now.
9 really nined up things.
Yes, he did. But no, I honestly, I don't see. I said Rodgers came to Pittsburgh because he wanted a team where his last thing would not be, did you see what he did with the Jets? And he wanted to play for Tomlin.
Right.
Hopefully him and Mike McCarthy patch things up, and they're going to they're at least professional enough, and they're not going to butt heads. It's not going to get bad. So if he can come back another year, Will Howard maybe gets a little better, develop things. You can see things. You get the rest of the team kind of situated, and then we can see what happens next year. All I know is right now, if I hear with let's say the Steelers trade up in the draft, with the number 16 pick, the Steelers pick quarterback.
It's funny because and apparently I'm going to be down there Thursday night for the draft. Oh. That'll be frightening, but Joe,
you have to do an Instagram live somehow.
Oh yeah. I'll do something. I'm scared. I don't like going places where there's where it's a little bit crowded.
Let alone 400,000 people
down there. It's going to be like New York City on New Year's Eve at Times Square or something like that. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. But anyway, we were saying, all these years leading up to this was like, well, this has to be the draft where the Steelers get their quarterback. Now we're saying if they do get their quarterback now, we're going to be mad. So we'll see. I don't know who we're going to all be in love with by the time draft time comes. We'll all have our favorites, but it sure as heck won't be a quarterback.
No.
Yeah.
No. And honestly, the one thing I think that hopefully scares everyone off is Kenny Pickett has messed up the Steelers fan base for a quarterback in the first round who looks like a stretch.
Exactly.
Because I've seen so many people online saying, I don't want another Kenny Pickett. Don't stretch in the first round to get a marginally maybe he'll be good, maybe he won't be good. He had a couple good games. He had a good half of the year out of his career, college career. No, if you pick him in the third or fourth round, hey, that's great, that's fine. But not in the first.
When you say, I know every other team that needs a quarterback has passed up on him, but darn it, he'll work for us.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And let's not forget, everyone says Tom Brady and he was the fifth. That was unusual.
Right.
That
was an extreme anomaly.
Yeah. I mean the reason why it's such a big deal because it never happens.
Right. Right.
So,
maybe
and let's
Will
not
Howard
forget
could become something.
Yeah.
Maybe, but we have no idea now. We have no idea.
I would love it if he became good enough to challenge for the number 2 spot.
If he became the new Mason Rudolph, to me, that's a success.
Yeah.
If he became like the primary backup that occasionally has to play, I think that would be fine. That would be a success for a 6th-round draft pick of a quarterback. But assuming or hoping for anything else from the guy at this point, no. And I saw something that's like, well, why would the Steelers draft a quarterback if they already have Will Howard? Because there's your young up and comer. Like, no, you should have taken as many chances as quarterback as possible. You cannot assume anything. You cannot assume, okay, we drafted this guy, he's going to be our guy. It's like, no. I mean, look at the San Francisco 49ers. They traded 3 first-round draft picks for Trey Lance. And it's like, you know what? In the 7th round, we'll just take a chance on this schmuck, Brock Purdy. And look what happened. Like, you just take
the very last player in the draft,
Mr. Irrelevant. Yeah.
Mr. Irrelevant,
and look how that worked out. So just take chances. The more chances you take, the more chances you have of hitting on one. So draft one every year. I don't care.
I mean, like I said, if you want draft one in the, like I said, if you have two picks in the 4th, in the 4th or 5th or 6th round, unless someone's good enough to be a starter within a year, don't take them in the 1st or 2nd round.
Right. I'd be okay with a 2nd-round pick. I'd be okay if they love, let's say, who's that Alabama guy?
Hold on, I think I had his name up here.
I don't even remember his name now.
Ty Simpson, or is that someone else?
No, Simpson. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say Simpson hangs around, does not get picked in the 1st round, and it's the beginning of the 2nd round or whatever, and the Steelers say, "Hey, okay, let's take a chance." It's like, okay, fine. Go trade up in the 2nd round or something, but not the 1st round. No. 1st round is for a star. It's for someone that you think is going to be a starter or possibly really good.
Your future franchise. It's going to be for your future franchise, and whether you start it this year, his rookie year, or his 2nd year, or halfway through, that's someone you're like, this is our franchise, and. Like I said, I'm saying things like, "Oh, he's one of the big winners among the," But like you said, there are so many teams that need quarterbacks, like Cleveland again. After drafting 2 quarterbacks last year, and still having Deshaun Watson under contract, they're probably going to go with one of their high picks with another quarterback.
Right. Right. Yeah. They don't deserve a new stadium. They don't. They just don't. It's no fair. Yeah, we shall see. I just want to see what this latest mock draft says.
Which one are you looking at?
This is Walter Football. It has them taking a wide receiver, which to me makes total sense. Take a wide receiver in the 1st and take another wide receiver in the 3rd. There you go. I don't care what you do.
I mean, unless you're going to get after Brandon Ayuk is cut by San Francisco, unless you're going to pick him up.
Seriously, I think they are going to. I think they're going to get someone a major wide receiver in free agency. That totally makes sense. I don't know who it's going to be. If I were to guess, I would say Pittman, maybe, from the Colts. But I think they're going to. I think that's what they're going to do. You're going to have a major. You're going to have your wide receiver 2 in free agency, and then your wide receiver 3 is in the draft. That just because they need at least 2. So there you go. But
don't forget, George Pickens is officially a free agent.
There you go. Yeah, let's bring him back. Sure. I think we're okay there. So all right. Well, thank you. I don't even know. My mind's a blank. Who's the guy from Saturday Night Fever?
Oh,
John Travolta.
You
don't look like any 70s person, but you look like the 70s.
Exactly. The closest hair I can think of is Mr. Carter from Welcome Back.
Okay, Welcome Back, Carter. Yeah. And you got the mustache too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the outfit works. All right. Thanks, Dave. Thanks everybody for watching.
Thanks for having me on, Joe.
Yep, and we'll see. See ya.